is very good news to have your anchor, with this team. I believe he's the anchor. We know LeBron. This is LeBron's team as leadership is concerned and, vocally and verbally. But on the court, I think it's starting to become this young man's team who's walking up on me right now, Mr. Anthony Davis, just talking about you coming back this year and your dominance and, just how you feel. How do you feel? I mean, I don't believe in, none of us believe in, like, moral victories or moral seasons. But the type of season you guys had last year is something really to be optimistic about coming back this year.
Yeah, we want to build off of that. I feel good. Team feels good. We know we were close, even with all the adversity we went through. We talked about having 3 seasons in one season last year, kind of the beginning, then a trade, and then a playoff. So we just want to build off of that, continue to push forward and try to get number 18.
I don't know if this has been confirmed on Twitter yet, but this is AD's favorite part of Media Day. 100%.
It is.
It is. So one summer, you got married, one off season. Then you became a dad again in another off season. You're not on social media, so we don't get to see you much. But I think I read some
for that.
Congrats to him for that.
Smart.
My life is so peaceful now.
But I think I did read somewhere that AD got the bag again. You got the bag again. Is that right, AD?
Yeah, and I'm grateful. Thank you to the Laker organization for committed to me like that and having enough faith and trust in me. I owe it to them to go out every night and put my body on the line for this organization, and that's what I plan on doing.
I know AD, what you're capable of, but I think that you reminded a lot of people just how dominant and impactful you are on a night-to-night basis. How much did the end of last season motivate your off-season, and what did that look like?
It's very motivational. I mean, obviously, KCP is my guy, so you kind of congratulate him, like, you got this one. But it was just a lot of, like, the talking and all the Lakers. It was just so much of that going on. Like, all right, we get it, y'all won. But, I think, me and Brian had some conversations like, we can't wait. Like James said, there's no moral victories, and we didn't like, oh, well, we had a 0.3 chance of making it, and we got to the Western. Like, nah, we feel like that we had enough to win. Obviously, we were climbing an uphill battle for 2 months trying to make it the playoffs, but it's a lot of motivation. Like, you want to win. Anytime you lose, it's motivation to get ready for the next season, try to compete for a championship. So that in itself is motivation, but also all the little talking that have been going around all summer,
Y'all heard it?
Yeah. And I'm not on social media, and I heard it. So.
Yeah, you don't have to be on social media. You just need to be at the grocery store or something like that.
Exactly.
You're talking about the money bag. I was thinking about the punching bag. Because I saw the brother, he was getting into some serious
Big game, you saw that.
boxing. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
How's that working out? Because I know every year you always go to the gym and try to improve and get better and better. What's that been like this summer?
Yeah, it's been great. Not only boxing, I did some MMA stuff. Just trying to, it just help with little things, your core, your balance, stability, just things like that. Just try to switch it up and bring something new to the game each year to help the Lakers, win a championship. Just trying to take that extra step to make sure I'm prepared and do my part.
You mentioned, what you guys went through this year, ran out of time. It seems like it was an uphill battle. Talk about what building that chemistry together and then losing together.
Yeah.
How strong can that be coming back?
We still have our core, besides Dennis. Congrats to him. But having that core is everything. That stability, that consistency, and that cohesiveness, and we didn't have that. Like I said, we had one team, then got traded. We had to trade as another team, and no practice really, because towards the end of the season you really don't practice, and we're trying to build that cohesiveness and that togetherness, and we had to figure it out during games. So now we get a full training camp with a group that bringing the core guys back and having some great pieces around us that we feel like going into the season will be really good.
Austin Reeves recently came out and said that the way you were shooting the ball at the mini camp, it basically makes you unguardable. We know how dangerous you are in the key, though. So how do you balance, AD, the inside-out approach?
Just spacing.
Yeah.
Reading how the defense is playing. You have certain bigs who don't like to guard on the perimeter, and so now you kind of space them out. And the guys that usually the perimeter, but smaller guys, like I used to punish Christian Wood, now he, so, guys like C. Wood, you take him in the post, but just having a mix, and the one thing about it, like I always see guys, bigger guys shoot threes, they kind of fall in love with it and start, staying on the perimeter. And so I kind of don't want that, but when the time is right, play call or just spacing purposes, if I got to let it go, then let it go.
Can I jump in, guys? Because you mentioned Christian Wood, and I spoke to him a couple weeks ago when he first got here, and a big reason why he came was because of you. Is there a better place to try to change the narrative than L.A. for him? How excited are you?
Not at all. Yeah. Exceptional talent, can really play. And I think a lot of teams kind of just forgot about him. I mean, obviously he played it, as well in Dallas, had some stuff going on. But, when you come here, we tell them the media's going to be on you, like all eyes on you. So you got to be ready. And he's came in, working hard, and he's prepared to get ready for the season.
AD, you mentioned that you do listen to what is being said out there. At least you hear it. Whether or not you listen, that's your prerogative. Having said that, there are Hall of Famers out there that believe that you could, can, should be a part of the MVP discussion. And oftentimes you sit with us here on Media Day. Yep, here on Media Day, and you talk about those goals and expectations. Do you allow your mind to go to that conversation for yourself?
No, it's just the expectation I have of myself, planning that. Whether I'm in it or not, it's the expectation of playing to that caliber. Because I know it'll benefit the team, and I'm my own, I'm my biggest critic. And I'm on myself after every game. Man, this is what you could have did better. Even in wins, watching film, talking to Bron, talking to, Darv, and just trying to figure out ways that I can get better to help the team and ways we can get better as a team. You can't control wins and losses. You control your energy, effort. And like I said, this year, I want to come out and kind of build on last year. And hopefully, if everything play out, I'll be in those conversations.
Well, obviously being injury-free, you don't have to think about it. It'll take care of itself, the way you play the game. But talk about LeBron's 21 years of leadership. 21 years of leadership. I asked him, I said, 21, can you do something for me? But talk about how now both of you guys have led the last few years. Do you need to be more vocal and have more leadership in addition to what LeBron is giving the team? Yeah,
and I've started that in the mini camp. Yeah. And some of the coaches were like, here it goes. Phil Handy was like, they're in trouble. So I know he's getting old. He's who knows. So
he is. Yeah.
You're the second oldest guy on the team.
I know. I just said that.
30.
I was like, I'm the second oldest. Oh man, this is bad. But taking that next level, being vocal, leading on the floor, helping the guys out. Not want to leave it all on LeBron. And so I've been very vocal, this summer for sure.
We don't have a whole lot of time left with you, but I often say that October is the best month because you've got the NBA starting back up. October baseball, obviously, it's happening, but I got to give a shout out to the WNBA. Mm-hmm. The finals are going on right now. I called some Sparks games, to which you were out at some WNBA games this summer with your family, with your oldest daughter. What's that like? It's
been phenomenal. My daughter only thought basketball was for men. Oh. And I was like, no. We need Sparks tickets. Yes. So took her to some games, and she loves it. She's in the backyard playing basketball, running around with a ball in the house. But, yeah, it's been a great time. Obviously, WNBA is definitely catching that traction that it's supposed to have. The competitive nature is at an all-time high right now. The players are at an all-time high right now, and everybody's playing phenomenal basketball. You see players around the entire league, NBA, going to WNBA games now. So it's fun to watch.
He's a girl dad like me.
Yeah, I'm a girl dad. And on a serious note, it's great to see a fraternity and a sorority have the same missions together, and you can see it's working. And I really thank to you guys for the support that you've given them, but we got some great women in the WNBA.
I didn't want to mention the NFL because I'm not sure how he
well, his guy Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and Jordan Love's filling in nicely. The Bears are terrible.
That's right. He's a Green Bay fan. I forgot about that.
I am a Packers fan. I got a lot of texts about Aaron Rodgers. What are y'all going to do now? Said, guys, listen, I am still a Packers fan.
Yes.
You know, but I was cheering for the Jets. I had 2 team, AFC, NFC team now. So, but yeah, man, shout out to the Packers. Go Pack, go.
No pressure. KD confirmed at his media day he's going to Paris 2024. Just so you know, you'll be getting that question.
They did, and I told them I didn't know. But
Let's go.
I said it earlier. You know, Brian asked me last year, and I told him, you know, if they asked me, I'm in. So, just waiting on the ask.
Yeah, every
they don't ask.
every few years we have to remind you that, you know.
Yeah.
So that this might be that year.
Yeah. I mean, I only did it once, really, and I didn't really, you know, it's when Bron, Kobe, CP, Melo. I was sitting on the bench.
You were like this?
Yeah, I was 19 years old.
I remember that young photo.
Yeah, so you know, if they ask, I'm definitely in.
All right, AD, thanks so much, man. We always
Thank you,
appreciate you,
brother.
being
Thank
here. We're now going over to Mike Bresnahan with Max Christie.
Max, your second year at the Lakers. What's it feel like this time around?
It feels a lot different, but I feel more confident for sure now that I've been here, done it for a year, so I'm excited to get the second season going.
What have you worked on a lot during the offseason? The eye test shows you put on a little bit of muscle.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest keys is in the weight room for sure. And then basketball-wise, you know, learning how to use my body and just sticking to the fundamentals of shooting, defense, you know, handling the ball, all sorts of things. I've been working on all facets of my game.
How much weight have you put on?
From last year, I think I put on about 15 to 20 pounds.
All muscle, of course, right?
Yeah. I still look pretty slim, but, you know, a little more muscular.
Okay, Vegas Summer League was really good for you. You averaged almost 20 points, shot 55% from three-point range. How much of a role will that outside shot be for you this year?
I think it'll be a big part of my role for sure. I think I displayed that a little bit last season during the regular season, and then I was able to add on to it for Summer League, and so now I want to keep that going because three-point shooting is always a valuable asset, you know, in the NBA these days, so I'm trying to keep that going.
And it wasn't just shooting for you in Summer League, a lot of dunking as well. So people still talk about some of those dunks. How fun was that for you to do that?
It was fun. Summer League was a really good time, and I felt a lot more comfortable, like you said, now that I'm going into my second year, and so I felt a lot more comfortable and confident, and, you know, I think that was able to show on the court.
Okay, Rob Plinkett talked in a press conference last week, said this team is very deep. How much of a part of the rotation do you think you'll be? You played 41 games for the Lakers last year.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's a deep team, and my goal is to play, but at the end of the day, I'm going to go out there and control what I can control. It's not my decision whether I'm in the rotation or not. You know, that's up to the coaching staff, but I'm going to go out there, control what I control, play as hard as I can.
Okay, LeBron had his mini camp in San Diego last week. Now, last year, you were a rookie, probably had to do a few little jobs for everybody. Yeah. What was it like this year? Were you able to delegate to the new rookies?
Yeah, I'm trying to teach them. I'm trying to, you know, allow them to watch me do some of the things. I'm still technically a rookie till the first regular season game, but I'm trying to teach them well. I thought I did a pretty good job in my rookie duties last year, so I'm trying to give them a little bit of a blueprint for them this year.
What are some of the things that they have to do, or is that top secret stuff?
No, it's not very secret. I mean, you know, grabbing stuff for the guys when they need it. You know, the vets ask for something, you got to get it for them. You know, just making sure everything's laid out for all the guys. You know, that's just something that everybody has to pay their dues as a rookie, and so something that I, you know, enjoy doing. Actually, it's just a pivotal part of everybody's rookie year.
Okay, LeBron going to start season 21 here in a few weeks. What's it been like for you with him?
Oh, it's been great, man. I've learned so much from him. You know, on the court, his work ethic, and then how he takes care of his body is probably the biggest thing. But I've really just been observing, you know, how he goes about his work ethic, how he goes about his routines, and trying to find ways to modify it so I can, you know, turn it into my own routine, right? So I've learned a lot from him. He's been really fun to be around. You know, a really good guy to ask questions to, and I'm really grateful to have him on the team and someone to look over. You know,
Austin Reeves, pretty meteoric rise for him towards the end of last season, and again into the offseason with Team USA. Yeah. What do you think of his play lately?
Oh, he was great. I mean, I watched a lot of the games for him, you know, when he was playing with Team USA, and he looked really, really good. He looked comfortable. He looked confident. He looked like Austin that we all know, right? So I'm looking forward to watching him play this year. You know, I'm going to be right by his side, you know, hopefully, you know, as a two-guard with him. And so, you know, we'll have it with, you know, we'll be in it together, you know, and I'll support him. Hopefully he'll support me, and, you know, it'll be a good tandem for sure.
You excited?
Yeah, absolutely. Super excited.
Media Day. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome back to Lakers Media Day. There's LeBron James letting out a roar heading into his 21st season. We're live at the UCLA Health and Training Center here in El Segundo, the home of your Los Angeles Lakers. Chris McGee, Allie, Brez, Big Game James, and now Darvin Ham is a veteran on this set as a head coach coming back for his second year. How much more comfortable are you, Coach, heading into your second year and all that you learned from year number one?
I think I saw just about everything, so
you really did.
I'm extremely comfortable right now, but not satisfied. And I thought last year was a huge learning experience, going through it with my eyes wide open. thankful for our governor, Jeannie Buss, and a great partner like Rob Pelinka, who showed unbelievable support to me, to start the year. And we worked through it. And the biggest thing that really we wanted to try to lay the foundation for was reestablishing what this organization represents from a competitive standpoint, us being together, us having accountability, and it started on the court. We had some unfortunate losses or whatnot last year, but early on, and it was tough, but our competitiveness never wavered. And as soon as, Rob was able to find the right deal, and we made that deal at the deadline, brought in new pieces who came in, hit the ground running, really trying to buy into what we were doing, you saw the turnaround. And so, although it didn't finish like we wanted it to, I thought it was a good setup for where we are now.
As an athlete, you teach yourself not to accept moral victories or moral seasons. But for a little bit last year, I found myself slipping into that. This was all right. This was optimistic. What do you gain from the success that you guys had? I think you ran out of time. I think if the trading deadline had been December and you'd have had some time, but what do you gain? Because I've done this before from losing. The confidence and what you gain from a group of guys that have lost together, coming back.
I just think you gain that fire, you gain that hunger to try to get it right. Again, D'Lo said it last year, he can't wait to get an off-season, a training camp with all of those new pieces, being able to really submerge themselves into the information along with the guys that we brought back, and really focus on the journey. We all know, you look up in the rafters here in the building, the rafters at Crypto, the trophies in Jeannie's window. We all know what this is about. There's no mistakes about what our goal is, but you can't talk about and constantly focus on the destination without first embarking on the journey. And we can't skip any steps. The work we put in every day is going to take us to where we need to get to. The short-term responsibilities, the short-term work, the short-term continuity is going to create the long-term success that we're looking for. So last year, I think, again, getting so close in a limited amount of time with fresh new faces, it just gives us that much more confidence going into this season.
One thing I've admired and appreciated about you, Darvin, is, as you just kind of mentioned, and you've said it all along, you're about the work. But I will say, when I ran into you at Summer League in passing, there was an excitement to you. It was just shortly into free agency. As you see this roster really come together, what was going through your mind?
Just being excited about the fact that everyone that we wanted to retain and bring back, they chose us. Mm-hmm. We were, Rob will tell you, we were anticipating a 4 to 6 week process in free agency, and a lot of it got done in 36 hours or less. Mm-hmm. And so from the guys we brought back with our core, the new guys we acquired, everyone chose the Lakers. And, we have some guys that, according to their skill set, probably should be making a much, much, much higher salary. But they have faith in the program. They have faith in the platform and what's going on here, the energy that surrounds this team now, of us reestablishing ourselves and being back at the top of the food chain, that they can come in and make an immediate contribution and impact winning, and things fare out really well for them.
The only guy you weren't able to bring back, and congratulations to him, was Dennis. And the reason why he came here was, a big part of it was because of you. Christian Wood is now coming here. What kind of conversations can you share with us that you've had with him?
Just tell him, I just told him, he can trust and believe in what we're about. I'm a shoot straight. I'm a straight shooter at all times with my guys, and they don't find themselves in any fog. I believe in that. I believe in having an open door policy. I believe in speaking the truth for them. They may not like what they hear, but they'll respect what they hear. And the biggest thing with Christian was, again, we talked about the 3 levels. Seeing him go through the G League route and 10 days here, 10 days there, make good contract to where he established himself as being an NBA player. Then he established that he can be a formidable NBA player. Now, like I told him, that next level is to show that what you do on the floor impacts winning. And you being a part of something and being able to sacrifice. You might not have the 20 and 10s, But if your performances are creating a window where we can go win games and ultimately win big, all the blessings you're anticipating will come full throttle.
You know, AD and LeBron have been the leaders on this team. Talk about AD's leadership going forward. We know LeBron has done it and still does it, but as far as being more vocal, anticipating, most valuable players, a defensive player, those are the type of things that he's capable of. Yeah. Talk about his leadership going forward with this team.
I just think he's in a great space. Obviously, we extended him, just turned 30, and for his size and his position, he's just now getting into his prime, in my opinion. After having, thus far an amazing career, and everyone knows how talented he is, the biggest thing for him is what he did this summer. The exit meeting we had, the conversation we had about him really attacking his body, again, and not make sure he's just injury-free or available, but at a high level. He's got that pop back. He's got that quickness, playing above the rim, moving really, really well. So we're excited about him. And again, you mentioned it, him being vocal. When we've had workouts, he's talking to D'Lo, he's talking to Bron, he's talking to Gabe, he's talking to different guys, talking to the big guys and everybody that'll listen within the group about defensive rebounding even. So I love seeing him take that step. It's a maturation process. And again, as you mentioned, he's got one of the best sitting right next to him in LeBron. And LeBron has done a great job of allowing AD to have a voice.
I had a GM tell me one time that you don't peak in the NBA until you're 28 to like 32 years old. So imagine that. AD is about to evolve into that. I think it's a great opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think if there's one thing we learned last year, you're not going to give us your lineup, your starting lineup, any of that. I get it. You're on media day. However, can you?
I know four of them.
Can you? Touche.
I know four.
Can you give us a glimpse though? Because a lot of talk from the outside was that the Lakers won the summer. When you talk about depth, versatility, options, that good problem that you guys have as a staff, how much is up on that practice board and what you're looking to roll out here in the first week of training camp?
I mean, we've been, my staff and I, we've been hammering away at it. Obviously, training camp, it'll be highly competitive. But as I told my team, internally, we don't want to compete from a mental standpoint of I'm better than this guy or I'm better than that guy. Compete with your work habits. Compete with submerging yourself into information and picking it up and executing what it is we're trying to give to you guys. That's how you compete, teammate versus teammate. And, naturally, you're going to have guys that are going to go at each other. That's always healthy as well. But the biggest thing is to make sure we're competing in the right areas so that when we do put these jerseys on and go toss it up and play against one of the other 29 teams, that we can still all be on the same page. And so I'm thrilled, man. We have a speed lineup. We have a small ball lineup. We have a power ball lineup, just from 6'8" to 7 feet that we can throw out there.
You play the Powerball weekly?
Yeah. You can now.
I got you.
Great time to mention it, folks.
Yeah.
But we're just super duper excited about all the different things we can do with this lineup. But first and foremost, everyone has to know that we have to be on the same page. We have to trust one another and support one another. Whether you're playing 30 minutes a night, 13, 3, or you happen to be out of the rotation, everyone has to have both hands on the rope pulling in the same direction.
Coach, I don't like it, but we have to let you go. But I have to ask this. When are we going live? Like, when can you really get it going this week? Is it like tonight, day 2? I always forget.
Going live?
Yeah, like when can you really start to get after it? Like
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's
I just need to know when I can show up.
Absolutely.
That's stuff I
tomorrow,
care about.
Man, it's
on.
It's going to be good. And that was one of the things that I talked about with our captains, Bron and AD, and a lot of the other guys. We want to play more this year.
Gotcha.
That's you can do all the drills till you're blue in the face, and we have a little bit of an advantage because there's a lot of corporate knowledge now, as it wasn't this time last year. So we'll be able to go and play a ton and try to develop that chemistry and continuity as quickly as possible.
Darvin Ham, ladies and gentlemen, second-year head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers. Thanks, Darvin. Appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
And, Ali, you had mentioned the versatility and the depth of this team. I'm going to show you the depth chart right now. I mean, look at that big game. Across the board, every position absolutely loaded. I love that. All right, time to head back over to Perez. He's with Jackson Hayes.
Jackson, let me be one of the first to welcome you to the Lakers. How's it going so far for you?
It's been great so far. Just getting used to meeting everyone around the facility, getting used to hanging around my new teammates and stuff. It's been really nice.
Okay, now, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I did see you threw out the first pitch at Dodger Stadium the other day. What was that like?
It was awesome. That was my first time ever doing anything like that, so that was like really exciting. Yeah, it was dope. Me and Vando went out there.
Yeah, I saw Vando's pitch too. Yours is better.
Thank you. I totally agree with that. I told him that right after, but he had a good pitch for sure. Mine was definitely more of a line drive. His was kind of a lofty pitch.
Yeah, if I was a hitter, I would have cracked it out of the park. Yours,
mine would have out the park too.
No, I would have swung and missed personally. But a fun time, great way for you to kind of say hi to the people of LA. What made you choose coming to the Lakers when you were a free agent?
Really just Coach Ham and Rob. They were really big on just me coming here and being able to actually play the type of basketball I like to play, like pick and roll, being able to run, and just bringing that energy to this team. They felt like I'd be able to do that. So I really like the fit here too. I feel like it would be nice learning from AD and Ant, and then they told me we were going to sign another big, so I was like that. I like that because it would have just been me and the other big and Ant, and so I feel like here was the best decision for me.
Yeah, in fact, they signed Christian Wood not too long ago. What are you expecting from him?
A lot. I mean, I play with Christian in New Orleans for like a summer league, so me and him already have a pretty nice repertoire. We're good friends, so I'm excited that we signed him, and I feel like that's another good big for us to have, a good stable of athletic bigs that can play and very skilled bigs.
Is it a little weird for you? 4 years in the league, all in New Orleans, and now here you are in LA at Media Day.
Yes, sir. Definitely a big switch up for year 5. I'm loving it, though. I'm excited.
What did they tell you about your role? Do you think you'll start a little bit, come off the bench for the most part?
We said we're going to switch it up a lot this year. We have a lot of depth this year, so we're going to be running a lot of different groups out there. So some games I might start, some games I might not, but I just want to be the guy that brings a lot of energy for the team. That's what me and Coach talked about, and just being a big screen and roll guy, being like our true pick and roll big, and just guarding the rim and stuff like that for the team.
When you talk about AD, what do you see from him over the years? He's not bad, is he?
Definitely took him a lot from his game over the past few years. He was in New Orleans, so had his same coaches and stuff not exact same coaches, but most of the same PD coaches and all that. So definitely been watching a lot of film on him and all that. If you got a guy like Ant, you can go out and get like 50 and 20 whenever he feels like it's nice having him on your team for sure.
How about LeBron? He's going to be 39 in a couple months, his 21st NBA season.
It's wild. His rookie season, I was 3 years old, and then about his third or fourth season, I was coming up to games in Cleveland, driving up from Cincinnati. So I've been watching him for a long time now, and I'm hyped I get to play with him finally.
Have you told him that part about you were 3 when he was a rookie?
No, he's seen the pictures. There's pictures of me and him as a young child up at Cleveland games, like my dad driving me up to games and stuff.
That's
he
awesome.
knows all about it.
How good is this team going to be? People saying, one of the contenders in the West. Do you sense it as well, without having one official practice?
Most definitely. We've had a few little workouts, and we had a little mini camp last week. We've all seen each other play, and also just off of seeing all these guys play in past NBA games and different teams and stuff. I just know we have a bunch of dogs and a lot of guys who have something to prove right now, and we have a bunch of really good stars too. So I feel like it's a really good complementary group of each other, and I feel like we'll be really good this year.
And how was that mini camp? Good chance to get to know some of your new teammates. The mini one that LeBron sponsored in San Diego, of course.
Yeah, it was awesome. Just getting used to know the guys, going out to team dinners, just hanging out, talking, working out, playing pickup the whole time. It was just a good time, just good competitive runs, and then after we just all go get back and get something to eat. It was nice getting to know everyone like that.
Thanks for your time, and thanks for being a good baseball pitcher too. Who knew?
Of course. Thank you.
Great stuff. I can always tell you. Thank you, Brez. But he is back for the first time on this set since 2015, 2016, 17. He was just a pup, but now he's going into his 9th year. Deloading D'Angelo Russell. We are so fired up to have you back.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
D'Lo, before we get into all that,
okay.
Allie and I were talking about this yesterday. One of the best things we saw on social media, okay, it was his son's first birthday, Riley Russell. You made him a rookie card.
Yeah.
Legit.
A lot of credit to his family and the women that were working around him. They got creative and did a good job with that.
So you weren't making that at the computer?
Nah, all the credit to them. They did a great job with that one.
You guys said on that card that your sleep rate was 30%. Have you caught up?
A lot of people can relate to that.
I already know.
Definitely caught up, though. Good summer for me, we'll say.
Jump in there,
nice.
Big Kane.
I was with D'Lo his rookie year.
Yeah.
When he came to the Lakers, I was working with Julius Randle, Larry Nance, some of the guys. So I've seen the maturation process that he's gone through. What's it like coming from 9 years ago to your 9th year, traveled a little bit, back with the Lakers, and, re-signed a nice deal? What's your attitude? Where you going?
It's good. It's good. I'm extremely blessed, and appreciative of obviously being in this opportunity and getting to cross paths and brush shoulders with some of the greats as well. I got to do that my first stint here, to be alongside some of the players that I'm alongside now. I'm appreciative. I'm where my feet are, and I appreciate it.
What do you feel like you are at this point of your career? You've made a name for yourself, a veteran player. Where do you go from now to take it to the next level?
I think I'm scratching the surface of my prime, right? I think I'm just now scratching that surface. To be somewhere and be stable, I think that's what you want as a player, and to get to come back here my second stint, but my second year doing it again. Last year we got the opportunity to do a little bit. To be here again and just, I don't know, take advantage of the opportunity. I kind of have an idea on what I'm preparing myself for now. I know what we had going into last season. We didn't end off where we wanted to, but we get the opportunity to do it again with the same group. So I'm just looking forward to that.
But D'Lo, that was a great run you guys went on, and I remember something you said last year, like, hey, this team never even had a training camp.
Exactly.
So for you, just how exciting is that? And then the second part of that question, with the playoff run, just specifically, how the crowd embraced you again. It just looked like you were having so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers fan base is huge, and when they like you, they love you, and just to be one of the guys that they cheer for and they want to see good, do well at that. Like I said, I'm just appreciative. I always appreciate the fan base and being here with the organization. So, like I said, this is year 9 for me. So I've seen a little bit. I've seen elsewhere. I've seen here. I don't really know what I haven't seen. I've seen a lot. So just to be here and take advantage of opportunity is what I'm here for.
I actually have written down that you've experienced probably a ton on the court throughout your career. Darvin Ham made it known that you are this squad's starting point guard this season. As the head of the Snake, how do you prioritize that responsibility? And as you saw this roster come together, where did your mind go?
I like our group. I like our group more than anything, and I think our group is more than capable of doing anything. The sky's the limit for our group. One thing I really appreciate is the guys that, how we interact off the floor right away. Guys have that energy. Guys have that camaraderie. And we had that right away last year, and we saw the success. So to have this training camp and this time right now, to have that before we go into the season, I think the sky's the limit.
I had an off the microphone conversation with Austin Reeves last year. Kind of was in the first few weeks that you were there. You guys complimented each other so well on the floor. I want you to take us kind of inside that and what it looks like heading into this year. And then also, I want to know if he's given you any strokes yet, like how many strokes he gives, because he said you can golf now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always playing with some loaner clubs, so we take that into consideration.
Can he buy you some new ones now that he got the bag?
He definitely got the bag.
Well, they both got the bag.
Yeah. He's got a couple bags.
Listen, I'm trying to get another one.
Yeah.
But
it's coming.
I forgot what you asked at first.
Just like how you guys compliment each other on the floor, from the get-go.
I appreciated his game right away from a distance, and then when I got to play with him, I respected his game even more. He's a guy that's obviously paved his way and worked his tail off to get to where he's at now, taking advantage of it full effect. But I noticed his killer in him right away, When he was dominating the game, I seen his energy. When he wasn't dominating the game, maybe he didn't get opportunity to dominate the game, I saw his energy. And I noticed things like that. Those are guys you can go to war with for sure.
It's a three-headed monster from my perspective. I mean, you can handle the ball, you can shoot. Gabe can handle, he can penetrate. And Austin, we've seen what he can do. That's going to be hard to compete with as I catch a cramp in my leg. Yeah.
I think the league is adding value with versatility in guys and not just having one or two guys. You might have three.
Multiple.
Yeah, you might have 3 or 4 guys that are capable, and the more the better. And I think our group this year, we got more guys that can dominate a game any given night, and it could be anybody's night.
Oh, what a pro's pro, by the way. You guys,
you almost went down.
It's still there, man.
Way to be a pro, man. Way to hold it down.
We've been asking everyone kind of their favorite moment of the playoffs. Of course, I remember your 3 threes in a row that kind of, helped this team down. I think it was 8, and all of a sudden Lakers got the lead. That was against Memphis. But that series sticks out. Of course, your former team, the Warriors. Was there a favorite moment for you?
See, I had a lot of different
right?
irony situations there. I mean, Memphis beat us last year, so for me to be a part of that and get the win, I was excited for that one. Like you said, the Warriors and doing what we did there. It was my first time in the Western Conference Final. That was a moment for me as well. Just winning. I think every game you got to grind out the win, and you can't really count it as a win until it's over. So just having that locked in moment throughout the season, playing at the end of the season, you want to be on TV, you want to be trying to win at that time of the year. So just being there was good for me.
We talked about the chemistry with you and Austin in the backcourt, but when you think about it from a standpoint of as 3 leaders, you, LeBron, and AD, how dominant, D'Lo, do you think the 3 of you can be in your own respective rights leading this team?
I mean, when you got LeBron and AD alone, I think they've gotten it done before in the past with what they've had, their supporting cast. But that recipe and formula works. So for me, I just want to be a guy that's going to be an energy around them, on and off the floor. Be a guy that's just going to bring energy to the situation and be somebody that can help the supporting cast as well.
D'Lo, he's going to be 39 this year. Is that crazy?
That's goals.
21. 21 years.
Won't you do something for
you think
him?
he gets cramps at the table?
Look, great shooter, but as a really good dime dropper as well. How excited are you to see the versatility and options that you have to go to? If you're coming down, you got a perimeter shooter if you need. You got a guy going for the lob. How excited is that for a point guard to see?
Exactly.
And you can score yourself.
Exactly. As a point guard, you that's a luxury to have. For myself, knowing that I can score the ball as well is just the balance. Trying to figure out that balance. The sooner, I try to figure that part out, and I figure it out, I think the success will kind of flow in. The more I can kind of help guys be themselves, I think it allows me to fall into who I want to be as well.
By the way, Ali, we want to show D'Lo this. I believe we got it here coming. Your rookie year on the set. Break it down for me.
Young D'Lo, VC on deck. I look older back then. That's crazy.
They say that happens. Get older, you get more mature.
I look older right now. I guess it's my face.
Baby face.
You look good, man.
You don't got the guns yet? I mean, now you're like,
Yeah, I wasn't doing no push-ups. My diet probably wasn't the best, so I'm a professional now.
I do want to ask you, and I think Laker fans are very intrigued by this as well, because we got a little taste of the chemistry with this squad off the floor. Not as much, but we're excited to obviously dive into that this year. And you had that Instagram post where you were following that bus, and there was an advertisement.
True story. I mean, we just have fun with it. Like I said, our group is a fun group. A lot of chemistry all throughout the group. A lot of guys have played with each other before. Like I said, we had some success last year, and we were kind of just figuring it out on the go. So to have this time is always a appreciative time, and I'm looking forward to it. It's fun.
To be Austin or Rui for a day. That's what you said.
Them two dudes are doing it.
Tough call, man. He's got
They doing it. So if I could be either one of them for a day, I'll be winning.
Rui's just smiling this whole day. Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, and we're so happy to have you back. We're actually going to show something right now. The most threes through 8 seasons, and here's a name that you'd like to see on that list. And there are some pretty big-time players on that list.
Right there.
That's real nice, right? 1,237. Yes, people, he is heading into his 9th season. Thank you so much. 100%. He's moving up. He's moving up. One of our new Lakers is at the set for the first time on Media Day, entering his 8th season, not 9, 8th season. Taurean Prince, oh man, good to have you.
Thank you.
Good
Glad
to
be here.
I'm going to just flash forward to October 24th. You're putting on that Laker uniform, and you're heading out onto that floor. What do you think that moment's going to be like?
Man, a lot of not high anxiety, but good anxiety. High expectations for myself and obviously the guys around me. So it's going to be a good feeling.
How much did the familiarity with Darvin, D'Lo, Vando, guys like that weigh into your decision to come here?
It wasn't super big, but it obviously helped. Those are my guys. We have great camaraderie from being on Minnesota together, and then just being with this type of organization, I think is going to raise the level of my play. So that's one of the big reasons I wanted to come here.
From the outside looking in, the last few years, when you look at the Laker organization, what is it about this team that you think benefits you and what you could bring to this team?
I think the national eyes that you get on it. A lot of guys do the same thing that they do on a team like this, and it just isn't not glorified, but noticed. Recognized. So obviously, it's a lot of exposure on this side. So just plan to take advantage of that, and obviously bring what I bring to this organization that I brought to every organization I've been a part of.
For maybe the casuals or those that aren't used to your game, and you just kind of touched on it, you have a lot of high expectations for yourself. What are those?
Just shooting the ball well, going through less spans of bad shooting. I think that's just part of the growth as a player and a professional. And if I do, knowing how to get out of those as quick as possible. Obviously, my toughness. Bringing it to the table, flying around defensively, energy. That's one of the main things I'm going to be telling myself and the second unit to make sure that we bring to back up those starters.
I will, if you don't mind, really quick, because you touched on that shooting. You did an interview with us this summer, and you didn't say that you were looking to shoot. You said you will shoot 40%.
Yeah, 100%.
One, touch on that, but also at the same time, where does that confidence come from?
Just being in the gym. Last season I was at, I think, about 43, 44 before I had got hurt. So just knowing what my abilities are when I'm 100% healthy and being able to kind of work my way through that, I believe that I could sit right there at that number.
I was in here one day. I was going to talk to Christian, but I was watching you guys all work out, and I saw that coach side of you. You're working with Vando, working with others.
Yeah.
Has that always been kind of part of who you are, or is that something that's kind of happened later in your career?
I think that's been a part of who I am, being a 4-year graduate from Baylor, just trying to be myself in a way. Coming into the league, you come around guys like Kyle Korver, Paul Millsap, Dwight Howard, so you got to kind of be the pup in those situations and take on that leadership. And as I grew in the league and I went to different teams, I kind of brought that back out to me.
Talk about adapting to Coach Ham's philosophy. I mean, he loves the defensive. That's right up your alley. What do you feel about his concept and what he's looking to get out of you?
Well, I think it benefits a player like me, myself, when you talk about 3 and D, just being able to shoot the three-pointer and then obviously be a nuisance on defense, flying around, off-the-ball defense, on-the-ball defense, just giving it everything I got.
Torian, so you've had your fair share of battles against LeBron.
Right.
And when people talk about LeBron, they always mention those prototype players that fit with him. You are kind of one of those guys. What does it look like in your mind?
Man, just being a Swiss Army knife. I've used this term a lot of my career. Just being a Swiss Army knife, whatever is needed at that time, bring it, and just be the best me I could be.
What has stood out to you about this squad? Because there was so much going into this offseason about retaining the core, having that continuity.
Right.
And then you add pieces like yourself that really just kind of fit that puzzle. But that chemistry in terms of where you guys are able to kind of take off quickly here to start the season and build on that?
100%. I think obviously having myself, guys like Gabe with the experience, obviously me and Vando and D'Lo have good chemistry. So I think it fits in perfectly. I know a few staff who I've had on other teams throughout the season, so it kind of felt like home. The moment I came here, it wasn't a real adjustment period, I guess you could say.
You mentioned something that is so vital in the NBA that a lot of people don't think about, and that's the bench.
Right.
And
100%.
what their responsibilities are as far as getting the starters ready, but not only that, when you come in the game, sustaining that. Talk about how important that is to have. You got the starters, then you got the captain or captains of that bench squad.
100%. I think, like you say, it goes unnoticed, but not every game those starters are going to be at the peak or do what they usually do, so that's why they have us. And I always tell the bench all the time, it's our job to either come in and keep the score the same if we're up or go up on the score, and if we're down, our job is to get it tied up or take the lead. So just trying to prep those guys for that, and hopefully that mindset trickles off into them and they become starters one day. I've had those experiences, so it's a good feeling just to know that your coach knows what he's getting when you come off the bench.
Do you have a favorite thing you did this summer?
To be honest, I did nothing this summer. I didn't take
I
didn't take a vacation. I just chilled with my kids and worked out down in Dallas, Texas.
For the people that don't know, how do you out-rebound somebody?
You brought it back. I've been getting people bring that up every March Madness. I love it, though.
It's one of my favorite things.
I appreciate it.
Good. It's going to live forever.
Can you teach us?
What did I say? You go up, grab the ball. They got more of those than we did.
Favorite cuisine in LA, because people People will tweet you and let you know what a favorite restaurant. So, what's your favorite food?
Oh man, I like Mediterranean.
Okay.
I like Mexican food. You know, I'm from down south, so I think Mexican food would probably have to take the cake.
Okay.
Hey,
Taco Tuesdays.
Taco Tuesdays with LeBron.
That's a big thing here.
Go see how LeBron does
Every
it.
Tuesday they have tacos. So.
Thank you so much for being here,
Most
and
definitely.
we are
I
really
appreciate
excited
it. 100%.
to have you
Thank
part of the Lakers. That's
Thank
Torian Prince, by the way, and that's our behind-the-scenes camera right there working.
Prince coming to America. Prince.
喜欢这支影片的话，欢迎按赞及分享，支持记得订阅并开启小铃铛，才能接收到最新的影片通知。